Hi, Halo. Plot twist. This was supposed to be a video of both Dallas and Boston, like a travel vlog. LOL, we never made it to Boston. So, long story short, this will just be some clips of Dallas. Not a whole lot, because then I was just with my sister, and I was just like spending time with her. So, and I was doing a lot of things that I already kind of do all the time when I'm in Dallas. Nonetheless, I do have some clips. So that'll be at the end of the vlog. The end of the video. But just a little bit of story time. The whole reason we didn't make it to Boston is because we had like a 7 a.m. flight, right? So we need to fly out of DFW or be at TSA at like 5 in the morning. So we're up at 4. I'm up brushing my teeth. I get an alert from this app called Flighty that I use on iOS. And Delta telling me my flight's delayed. It's like, whatever. I'm groggy. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I look closer, the flight's been delayed 5 hours. So it went from being a 7:10 flight to a 7:35 flight. And I was like, oh no, that puts us in town around like 3, 4 o'clock. I wonder if there's any way to get us there sooner, because with the whole graduation of it all, we really wanted to see our sister like the night before graduation, because she was going to be busy with graduation all day, and then we were going to fly out first thing the next morning. So that it was really the only time to see her. And I was like, oh no, we're getting in at 3, and if it gets delayed any later, then it's just going to be later in the day. I wonder if we can get on a different flight. But then I was like, I don't really want to mess with it on the app. So I was like, let's just go to DFW and see like what they can offer us or what they can do. We get there, we go to the agent before TSA. She's trying a bunch of stuff. She can't really understand like why everything like Boston won't do. There's something about Boston that's happening. And at this point, we know nothing about Boston other than the fact that it won't, like, she's having a hard time changing our flights because it's kind of raining at this point in Dallas. So I'm calling my mom because I've never had a flight be delayed that much. Well, like a daytime flight. I've had like an afternoon flight be delayed that much due to what? Storms in Dallas. So we get on the other side of TSA because the lady's like, well, it's just better because they'll be able to do something like she can't on this side. So we go through security, and then we get there, and I talk to not one but 2 different gate agents. They're trying to put us on American flights. They're trying to do other things, because when we got to DFW, also our flight went from being 12:35 or like 12:55 or whatever to basically 2:45, 2:35 departure time, which would have put us in Boston at 7 p.m., which was absolutely a no-go. And I was like, oh my God. And so when I talked to the second gate agent, they were like, we can put you on these American flights that seemed to have had seats, but as soon as you put me or my sister on it, all the seats disappeared. And it was going to have us on like separate flights, hours apart. I don't live in Dallas. And I was like, I just know my mom's not going to go for that. My mom's going to be like, absolutely not. You guys need to stick together, as a mother would say. And then somewhere else, they wanted to send us to Minnie. And then from Minnie, send us to Boston. And I was like, I just have a bad feeling about the layover. Because once we got to the other side of TSA, we were calling my mom and we had her look up the radar, and there was like this huge band of storms that was just like straight across that area. So there was no really good way to fly like around it. And that's why nothing was like going or coming currently or whatever was happening on like their side of things when it came to Boston. So we ended up not going to Boston, because also with my Flighty app, when you pay like the $4.99 for like a week of Pro, it shows you where your plane is and where it's come, like its whole like pattern. And it had gotten diverted. It was supposed to be in Dallas the night before at 11, but at 11 o'clock before we went to bed, we had these really bad thunderstorms, and it got diverted to OKC. And the plane wasn't scheduled to leave till like 11. So I was like, oh, for sure, we're not then at all leaving. Like, there's no chance of it really coming back up unless Delta's going to put us on an entirely new plane. And so we were at the airport for like 3 hours trying to figure out, like, do we wait here until like the flight at 2? Or do we like call it quits? Do we go home? Do we try again? Kind of deal. And, which, can you do that? Can you like leave and come back after they've already like scanned your stuff? I don't know. Anyways, long story short, we don't go. We just like call it quits. Our sister called our mom like, no, like I just like, in my travel bones, I'm like, this is just it's not gonna be good. And come to find out, the flight was even delayed further, another 30 minutes. So we wouldn't have gotten into Boston till like, I think 8:30. So we would have been at the airport from 5 a.m. CST to 7, like, and or traveling till 7:30 CST. So nearly a 12-hour travel day to simply go to Boston. I would have lost my bananas, because then we would have had to either get an Uber and go there and then go to the dinner reservation, or like go straight to the dinner reservation, and then we would have literally gotten on a train to go to Salem to then fly out at the crack of dawn. And then on top of that, because I was like, oh, I would have lost my banana beans just from like the stress and fatigue of just like traveling. I was like, and then we took another 7 a.m. flight. So we would have been at the airport the crack of dawn again. And then when I flew back yesterday, my flight was delayed 45 minutes. Because my flight, that plane was coming from Boston. And they had what? Storms. And so my mom was like, I would have been at my wit's end if you had me sitting at Lovefield. Already on top of that, all of the time I spent in airports, if we had actually traveled to Boston, I would have lost my mind. I was annoyed sitting in Lovefield last night. Because I was like, first of all, why are there so many humans here? Because I'm realizing there's nowhere, like, there's nowhere to sit in Lovefield. Like, at all. So I was over there by, if you've ever been to Lovefield, I was, oh, there's my camera. I was over by the Baskin Robbins to just get away from people. But that's the long story. We didn't go to Boston. So here are some very short clips of some of my travels and just my time in Dallas. So hope you enjoy. And if you didn't, well, live your best life. I'll catch you in the next one. Plot twist. I thought I would also add to give this video some length. The things I got while I was in Dallas. I went to Half Price Books. And we got Gossip Girl Season 4. How exciting. Oh my gosh, an unopened Coco. How exciting. And then Divergence, the whole series. Now, you may ask, you may have seen that I already have Divergence. I bought it individually. And I am shook about how much I enjoy this very nostalgic movie. And sometimes I finish this Divergent and I want to continue on. But I didn't have like Insurgent or Alliant or whatever this is called. And so this was cheaper than buying the 2 other ones individually. So now I just have 2 copies of Divergence that I guess I could sell back to Half Price Books. But yeah, we have that. And I finally got to use my 10% off coupon for selling to Half Price Books. And I gave the other one to my sister because she bought a whole bunch of One Tree Hill. So I had this from Half Price Books. Then we went to Barnes & Noble. We were perusing. We were looking for something. And finally, I know I could have gotten this probably at Kindred, and I just have never made my way over to Kindred. But their Barnes & Noble had all 3 of Danielle Allen's books, and I'm so excited because I've been waiting for this one. Big Girl Blitz. This is 3rd in the interconnected standalones of these like 3 friends. I really enjoyed Plus Size Model, and I also have Curvy Girl Summer that I haven't, I like read the first 5 pages, but I didn't like, I like softiness. I'm coming back, but I'm really excited. I started reading this on the plane. I only made it like 60 something pages through, because I didn't also realize that Maisie Peters dropped a new album. So I realized that while I was reading that, and I said, oh, I don't really want my eyes to be doing anything. Let's listen to music. And then the flight's only like 30 minutes between Dallas and Houston, so I got like through 2 chapters more in this. But this is a fun time so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not a big fan of the like praying to God, but they're Southern girls. What am I to do? You know what I mean? And I'll allow it because she doesn't seem really religious. She just seems like culturally Southern religious. And I feel like there's a difference. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but to me it does. And then I have been looking for this book, and I found it at a indie bookstore in Dallas called Birds. It's gorgeous. It's a design-driven independent bookstore and cafe. I just love it. And this is The Abounding Queerness of Nature. I've seen Sarah Danielle read it, and it's the book club pick for the members for Books and Lala. And I can't wait because I've been wanting to read this. So there's that. And then I got Nasty Work from Who's Bookstore. I never know what part of Houston. Never know what part of Dallas. Oak Cliff? I get Oak Cliff and Oak Lawn confused. They're very different parts of Dallas. But I don't know. This is like another little indie, and I got so excited because this is nasty work. And it's just about resist systems, explore desire, and liberate yourself. Like, I don't actually know. Because I was like, Erica Hart is a sexuality educator. Yeah, takes an award-winning sexuality educator, takes down society's deeply entrenched colonial views on sex and gender through history and in this accessible, candid, and revolutionary exploration of how we and should reclaim our minds, bodies for a more pleasurable existence for all. I'm so excited. I guess I should read you the blurb for this one too. A thrilling exploration of the natural world that challenges our expectations of what is normal, beautiful, and possible. I'm pumped. So, those are the things I got while I was in Dallas. That's my little Dallas haul. Now, on to the clips.
It's just us. It's just us.
It's a trauma pond.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I try to get to.
Okay, so now it's time to do the fun part. We're gonna play a game. I play a game.
That's so fun already.
Do you need to pay the meter? Also, because the waterfall cracks me up, dude. Like, what a waste of water.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid.
It's hot. But in the winter, it's cold.
No, I know. There's something about like the clear sky, hot day, beating sun.
I walked right into it. One mistake.
I don't have it, but I can order. Okay, can I see one?
No, but you can see that. What do you use? Yeah. Well,
Like,
I'm Dallas and Erica Hart. I want to personally welcome you to the city of
all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't, well, live your best life. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.